Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Ancient Relics and Holy Religion, and Hokey Religions.
Most holy religion.
I am JnJake, and it's great to see you all. Today, we will be speedrunning D&D.
I knew that's what the T stood for in JnJake.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. We've been sitting here for probably a solid 5 minutes, just doing a who talks first, you talk first, I talk first. That was usually Jake's like, yeah, whenever you're ready, and then I do the thing. And
I was just like, man, Josh is just not starting. He's like, I'm waiting on you. What's up, everybody?
It's great to see you all, though. It's been a long week, been a long day, but I'm ready to play the game. I'm excited. We had some fun, exciting D&D things this week. We had Tasha's Cauldron of Everything launch on Wednesday. One of those days, Tuesday. Yeah, came out on Tuesday. And that book is freaking awesome. I really like it. Awesome thing about that is we're giving one away. So do command giveaway. I'm not sure if it might be too late, but check.
No, I was checking with Paul, and he's gonna, I think, draw the winner and let us know that he did while we're in game. So
yeah, so we will have a winner today. But yeah, today I'm with all my favorite people. Itsevbo, JnJake, Obi-Wan Jacoby, Izzy, Michael, also known as Master Yoda. I am also known as Maddogmsd, MSG. Something like that. You'll see it on the screen. Just read
MSD.
MSD.
no,
I'm not a flavor enhancer.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, okay.
I consider you a flavor enhancer, but
oh, that's actually a compliment if you look at it the right way.
Oh man. So today, we're doing Rare Drop Roleplay. That's what this is. Rare Drop Roleplay is basically a Rare Drop just doing some fun D&D role-playing things. We have our game on Sunday nights. We also have on Tuesday nights Reckoning Hour, and Wednesday night I believe they're finishing up the Rune 2 campaign, so definitely check that out if you like all the Viking things. It's been a pretty wild ride so far, so definitely check that out. But there's all sorts of Rare Drop programming throughout the week. If you want to find that out, just do raredrop.co and check out all the cool things they have. Today, we're going to be talking about some lessons. Jake, what kind of lesson are we talking about today?
Well, we have our characters in game just leveled up to level 4, so I figured maybe we could talk about leveling up. There's a few different ways to do this, and one of the cool things about D&D is that no two games are the same. They're gonna emphasize different points of the story, the game itself, whatever the goals are, and one of them is leveling up. So there's typically two ways you can go about that. You either use your experience, which every monster has value for that, and the DM will assign experience to the group, or you can do something called milestones, which in a nutshell, the DM just says, cool, you leveled up. And that's what we're using here. That helps with planning, I think, on the DM side, and just simplifies the process a bit. Sometimes for hit points, you can do things like roll for, going up there, or you have a set value, which in this game we've been using the set value. But I think Josh actually even said we could roll if we wanted to get a little risky, if we wanted. I'm not sure if that was a thing or not.
If you're feeling crazy, you could try to roll for it.
That's crazy.
I personally don't, because I'm not much of a gambler, but hey, I really know her, so.
Yeah. And then the other thing that's fun about level 4 is, you get an ability score increase. And when that's the case, if your game is using the technically optional rule of feats, you can not take an ability score increase and take a feat. So I'll just use Vale as an example. He took a feat called Piercer, which actually was just made official in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything this week. It was playtest material before that. And what that's going to let him do is once per turn, he's going to be able to re-roll his damage dice if he wants to. So he's going to become a little bit more of a reliable damage dealer. And if he gets a critical hit, he gets an extra damage dice. So critical hits are going to be fun for Vale. I know we got some other ones here. Does anyone else want to share what their new feat does? Or what they did?
Sure,
I think actually
I'll
Melanie,
share mine.
Melly took an ability score increase, if I'm not mistaken. She did, yes. It's your choice. It's how it goes.
It's a lot of fun. I'll share my feat real quick. I took the Crusher feat, which is also new to Tasha's, and technically I took the cheater's version of Crusher that I guess didn't make the cut. The only difference, the only difference between the version that I took and what ended up being finalized is that I also got to put a point into Dexterity. Only one. I got to increase my Dexterity score by 1, where they changed it to, I believe, Strength and Constitution. You get to choose between the two.
I think you're right.
But I got it while it was still a choice between Strength and Dexterity. But basically what it allows me to do is once per turn, not once per attack, but once per turn, when I hit somebody with bludgeoning, which my unarmed attacks and quarterstaff all do bludgeoning damage, I can move the creature that I attack 5 feet in any direction. Doesn't have to be away from me. It could be toward. Basically, the idea is that I'm just kind of like, shove them, kind of grappling them. And if I land a crit on any creature, attacks against that creature, subsequent attacks will have advantage for the rest of the turn until my next turn, which is pretty nuts. But it's a very exciting kind of thing. So it's either, do I increase my stats by 2 and get some nice boost to my numbers, or I thought it'd be more fun to do something a little bit more flavorful. Like, this seemed like a little bit more interesting and something that Echo may have done more focus on. If he's worried so much about, killing things, maybe he's more interested in getting control of the situation,
like
instead of like killing someone right away, like shove him into a wall or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Yeah. And one of the interesting things is because Piercer and Crusher, there also is a version called Slasher. Usually there's one for each of the main weapon damage types. But having the +1 to the ability score is interesting. So Vale had a 17 dexterity, which your modifier increases on the evens going up, and they decrease on the odds going down. Past 10 at least. Don't worry about that part. Anyways, since I had an odd number for my dexterity score, which is my main stat, getting that +1 for me was a little more significant. So he gets the +4 modifier and a bunch of other benefits. It's a fun little thing. So that's really what it is. And then of course you get spells and all the fun things, and I'm sure we'll show some fun things that happened a little bit off camera. Actually, we did a little housekeeping while that was happening, and for content reasons, you're just gonna have to find out when it gets used. And at that point, I'll turn it back over to Josh.
Yeah, I think I just also have to mention about those feats specifically is one of the things I don't like about D&D's combat is it's kind of just like, doesn't necessarily really matter whether you're piercing or slashing or crushing, like doing any sort of like those damages, unless there's a resistance there or a vulnerability, which in most cases there is not. It's not super, it doesn't matter so much. But when you look at something like Crusher and it's like, yeah, I'm hitting someone with a bludgeoning weapon, and that is knocking them off their base. They're losing their footing because they're getting just this force smacking into them. Of course, it's going to be easier for other people to attack them if that happens. So I love seeing options that make choices like that matter more. Where like, okay, I'm deciding to use a Warhammer, and that matters. It's not just like a D8 versus D10 versus D6, whatever. So those additions to the game are exciting for me.
Yeah, it's more than just the way you describe what your character does. It actually has mechanical impact too. I agree.
Exactly. All right. Well, last week, right? Do we have anything else?
I don't think so. On the notes, it says recap is next.
It does say recap is next, but there is one thing that I actually forgot to mention. I say JnJake and JoshTabletop because Jake and I have something called JnJtabletop. It's where we talk about D&D and rare. We do talk about rare drops sometimes, but role playing and all sorts of exciting things like that. And we teach the game. We give our ideas and thoughts and all sorts of fun opinions and stupid intros and outros and whatever. We do new videos every Wednesday. So if you want to check that out, do command JNJ in chat. And yeah, we hope to see you this Wednesday in the comments on YouTube, youtube.com/JnJtabletop, and twitch.tv/JnJtabletop as well. But
indeed. Yeah, we do some pretty silly things, but at the end of the day, we like to think very highly of ourselves and tell you that we're giving you gold, Jerry. It's gold.
Gold, absolutely.
Sometimes platinum, depending on how you. Okay, I'll stop.
And if anyone was wondering what coffee is keeping me alive today, yesterday I had my first day off in 19 days, but the coffee that's keeping me alive today is Brutus Roasters, Brutus Coffee Company, something like that. It's got a picture of a dog on it. They're in Del Mar, New York. It's upstate. I don't even know the origin of this one. My brother-in-law gave it to me, but it's like strawberries and grapefruit, and it didn't say kiwi on the bag, but I'm definitely getting some kiwi in there, and it's nice. So now you know. But
I've heard that's half the battle.
It is. So, friends, that brings us to the recap. Last week on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions, our group finished up a long and treacherous, really like half-day journey into the lair of a nasty old hag. They really just went in there, ran through, found everything they could possibly find. They fought a spider. They found a really nasty, weird, dark room with some weird stuff happening in there, and they went to leave, and they just straight up burned the place down before they left. And they had help from a dryad too, so you know that it was the right thing to do for nature. And after they set up this ice wall between Melly and the dryad, just using their combined powers to set up a barrier between this hut and the forest, they burned the thing down and just walked off into the sunset, and made it back to the camp of the cats, the cat people. I forget what they're called because it's been a day. And they
The Tabaxi?
The Tabaxi, thank you. Yeah. I literally took a nap about an hour ago because I don't take naps. But anyway, they made it into the camp of the Tabaxi, talked about all the things that they had done and the future of their people and the Tabaxi people. And the leader of the Tabaxi brought his daughter Rain and let his daughter Rain bring the group to the outskirts of the camp and up the road a little bit to Melismer. They said their emotional goodbyes, and now that brings us to our four adventurers together on top of a hill, looking down at the ruined city that they've been searching for weeks. The city that brought them all together. So, what are you all thinking and saying? What are your reactions after realizing that it's here, it's right in front of you?
That was going to actually be my question: is how far away does it seem like it is from us?
It's still,
because you could probably see a city from far away, so
it's still a little bit away. You're gonna have you still have like a road to get there, you know, but it's not like it's gonna take you hours. It's like it's maybe 20 minutes, something like that.
Okay,
it's pretty close.
I think Vale just inhales and exhales deeply, like feels like this is some form of an end or goal that we've achieved, but it also seems like it's the beginning, doesn't it? He just turns and looks at the rest of the group.
Yes. It's weird to say, it almost looks both bigger and smaller than I would have thought. Don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Well, Now the big question is, now that we're here, what do we do?
Well, I suppose let's get there first and figure it out. Do you remember, Vale, what the box showed you?
I do, because I wrote it down in my notes. We go all the way down to
Oh, well, why don't you get them out then?
We go down to episode 1 or 2. Yes, I saw myself kind of in a way putting things back together here, and he kind of cocks his head to one side as if he's a little... as if that thought is refreshing again to him, like he hadn't fully let that sink in.
Is there any location here that looks familiar, or do we just need to start exploring it to see if anything jogs your memory from what you saw?
That's a DM question, I think.
Yes. So you could see the city from where you're at. You can't get really a good look at the landmarks or anything. You just kind of know that that's where it is. That's what it is. You probably have to get a little bit closer, delve a little bit deeper to try to see if there's anything that calls out to you.
Not yet. I figure things that I had seen seemed to be a little more close than where we are right now. But he just kind of looks over at Isla and says, "Why don't you go have a look?" And, telepathically, and the raven flaps away. And just tells her to be safe and cautious. How about the three of you? I know I specifically saw myself here. Was that the same for you? And I imagine we're just walking there, maybe, as we're talking? Okay.
Unacceptable.
Dang it. Can't walk and talk at the same time.
Yeah, I'd say we're walking there.
I guess I'll say that what I saw was nothing specific. I remember being very happy, fulfilled, but the specifics were kind of lost on me. Maybe it's here. Who knows? Kill two birds with one stone. Oh, sorry, Isla.
Don't worry, she was out of your earshot at that point. I won't tell her. Melly? Mac?
I saw something similar. I saw myself feeling fulfilled and completing something that I knew needed to be completed. And I believe I mentioned that to all of you, that I had seen a memory from when I was younger. I found something in the plum grove in a place where I wasn't supposed to be exploring, and it felt important.
Interesting.
I didn't see anything to do with Malesmere at all.
Was it at least good?
Had a lot of money.
The trick for you will be if you can hold on to it.
If you can get enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
DM, while we are walking and talking, Melly is going to take this opportunity to get a healing word into the ring.
Sure.
What?
Yeah, you, as you speak your word, and sort of like a light just kind of comes out of your mouth, and just the ring just kind of like kind of sucks it all up.
Thank you, Melly. That should be very useful.
I hope so.
I hope not. If that makes sense. Actually. Let's hope we don't need it.
Yes.
I'm sure we will.
Well,
Not everything goes according to plan. And
This is
if
true.
Rain is correct, this is a pretty dangerous place to be, so we should really be careful. I guess on that note, I would have I would just wonder what Isla may have been able to see or find as she's gotten close.
Sure.
Probably taking our time to be a little stealthy, but I don't think. I mean, we're right on a road, so I don't know how hidden we are.
So, yeah, I mean, you're not really super hidden. Where if you're following like the path, I mean, along this path, there's just these nasty vines and thorny, just not the kind of brush you want to have to travel through. All like along the sides of the road, some of them crossing over. But Isla, as she travels through and gets a little closer, she sees that there is just a canopy of trees above the ruins, and it's thick enough to block most of the sun out of the city. There are twisting bramble vines that kind of just choke the streets and the rooftops, spreading into the surrounding woods like veins from a corrupted heart. There's crumbling spires leaning against trees that are just diseased, and all sorts of nasty moss all over the place. Some not good looking fungus there too, and there's a lot of fog. She doesn't really see. I mean, you can roll perception.
Okay, I think she's got a +3. Natural 1. Get that out of the way. Okay.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like a great place to hang out in. She doesn't really see anything specific, though.
Dice check for
Nothing
you.
to really report back, aside from just like, it ain't good, you know? Like,
Yeah. Not getting much from Isla. There's fog, there's trees all over the place. Might just have to do this a little more on our own.
Can't say that's surprising.
Yeah. Oh well. So yeah, let's enter the city. Unless it's
Yep.
as you continue on down this road, you see a large wall. And this wall is made up of like actual just trees that it's really just like the trunks of these trees where they had cut off all the little branches that would be there. So, you know, it's not really something that would be easy to climb, like that kind of thing, but there's just these massive, probably 60-foot tall wall made up of these trees and then wood in between. And the trees themselves just look rotted and diseased. There's moss and things all over it.
So it's blocking the entryway. Is the way
Blocking the entryway.
Does it look like something we could hack through with weapons, or we should try to climb?
Be pretty tough to hack through it with weapons. Looks like there used to be some sort of gate here, but that gate hasn't been opened in quite some time.
Yeah. Okay. Throw a rope up there. Get Isla to hook it onto something.
Sounds like
Worth
a
a
good
try.
idea. Yeah.
Better than me trying to punch these. which I will try. Don't get me wrong.
I think you versus the wall. I'd take you every time.
I'll take it.
I just imagine if you actually tried to punch that, just like the cartoon thing of like punching a steel hook.
Definitely. I've got 50 feet of hempen rope and 50 feet of silk rope.
Okay,
How high is the wall?
About 60 feet.
Okay. Have to work something up.
If you remember your trigonometry correctly, might be like 60 feet. No. Trying to get that angle.
Well, as Isla brings up one end of the rope, we're like, it's definitely longer than this.
I mean, I've got more hempen rope if you don't want to use the silk rope.
Yeah, we should probably tie things together and work something out.
All right, yeah, I'll take my length of rope out as well, the hempen rope, and attach it to your hempen rope.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's tying it?
I guess I'm tying it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking sleight of hand. If you have something that you think makes more sense, you let me know.
No, I mean that probably sounds right. nothing that I'm better at. All right, let's see how we do. Don't you mess me up.
I get to reroll those.
No, it's a 13. It's a 9 plus 4.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so you kind of grab these ropes and just put together a little knot. Feels pretty strong. Pull it, and there's some good tension there. I think it'll hold all right.
All right.
That
I was gonna say I'll send Isla up to the top with the one end. Do we have? Is it just rope? Does it have a hook?
I'd say it's just rope, but that doesn't mean you can't make anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could tie a circle on one end to be able, if she could,
Yeah.
put it over something or on something.
Yep. Yeah, let's do that. Or that's what Echo did, right?
Unless you need another roll for that.
Nah, that's what Echo did.
Okay.
That's fine.
So then, yeah, I'll just use my way to see her through her eyes and hook it onto something that seems like it'll support us.
All right. Yeah, you kind of find like a little hooked style spot. I don't know,
Like a
something that
sconce.
Yeah, yeah, sure. You find a little sconce on there. And you're able to find purchase in it and
Okay.
pull. And it seems okay.
I'll climb up at first.
All right, roll me an athletics check.
That is athletics, 14.
14? Okay. Yeah, you begin to just kind of climb. I mean, how are you trying to climb up this? What does it look like when you're climbing up this 60-foot wall?
I would probably go that route to where like my feet are on the wall and I'm kind of just like walking, but also pulling myself up, kind of, as opposed to just like going up the rope itself. Because for 60 feet, that's be pretty long to, yeah.
It's pretty tall. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so we'll say with that, you get about halfway up. You're feeling all right so far. Does anyone start to go behind him at the same time, or you're going to wait until he gets all the way up there before you? All right. Then roll me another athletics.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would think we were just waiting.
That's an
Melly's-
11.
That's an
Melly's
11?
gonna stand under to try to, just in case if he falls, to catch him.
Okay.
Which there are actually now rules for that in Tasha's.
Yes, there are. Okay. Yeah, so you're able to kind of start to get up, and you slip for a second. but you had a pretty good grip on the rope, and you're able to hop over the other side. You see there's kind of like a little catwalk that you're able to be on top of on the top of this wall.
With what the rope is currently attached to, does it look like it should be able to support each person's weight?
Roll me an investigation.
That's a 7.
It's been fine right now.
I figured since I was the lightest, I'd go first, and hopefully it would, I'd be able to check and make sure it was good. Looks good. All right, next person up.
Well, we'll give it a shot. Similar method.
A similar method.
Yeah, I guess athletics, right?
Yep, go for it.
That would be an 8.
An 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to fail one, you want the first one to fail.
As you start to climb up and your feet just keep like slipping as you're like grabbing the rope and going, you can't figure out quite how to get started on it. You just keep kind of slipping.
Mac, you made this look too easy. Hold on. Let me try again.
Wipe your shoes off first.
Okay, yes. Clink, clink, clink. All right, 18.
There you go. Yeah, you make it. You'd listen to him, wipe the shoes off, and it's true. You had a little bit of mud on your boot, and it was causing you to slip.
That's it.
So yeah, you're able to get about 30 feet up.
Okay.
Feeling pretty strong.
I'm gonna try again.
Try again.
5.
Oh boy.
If it seems like, well, okay. I guess it depends on how you feel about my Misty Step ability.
If it seems like what? If it seems like you're gonna fall, you're gonna Misty Step?
I feel like that would be a very self-preservation thing to do.
Absolutely. If you could use it in combat, why couldn't you use it when you're falling?
Yeah.
But I would say you did clean off your shoes, you cleaned off your boots, and you're feeling pretty good, and then you kind of get to this spot and there's like a little bit of moss on the wall, and you just slip on it, and your hands begin to start sliding down this rope. I need you to make a well, you tell me, are you gonna make a dex save or a strength save?
I would prefer a dexterity save.
Okay. So how does it look? What does it look like? Are you trying to just hold on tight? Are you trying to?
I feel like I would be more trying to stabilize my base with where my footing is.
Go for it. Roll that save.
Okay, that's good. 22.
Yeah, you're able to kind of catch yourself. You're feeling pretty okay. And I'll say,
I can try again.
You can try again.
Okay. 7.
You thought you caught yourself. You thought it was okay.
Now my hands are sweaty. I can't get this right.
Yeah, you're sliding. You're sliding, right. Jake.
I'm gonna Misty Step to the top if you'll let me.
Right. Yeah. So you guys watching this on the bottom, you see him like he has a rough start.
Oh my god.
Figures it out. Starts going, gets about halfway, and he's looking strong. He's going pretty quick on it. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, he got the hang of it. And then, like, no. He slipped, slides, looks like he's going to catch himself. Have you ever seen someone, like, trying to walk a tightrope or, like, a slack line, and, like, they start walking and they're doing okay, and then suddenly they do that, like, thing, and then, like, you really think that they have it, and then they either have to jump off or fall off. That's pretty much what happens. He starts to fall and then just kind of appears right next to Mac on the top.
Well, that's one way to do it.
He just shrugs. Just be careful, there's some moss right there, and yeah.
I don't feel super good about this anymore.
Maybe we can help you from up here. Is there a way we can help with the rope from up top?
How would you try to help?
Just help pull them up while they're going, but I don't know if that would mess up their rhythm. Or anything else.
I don't know. You could try that. You let me know what
He's
you'd
just
like
looking.
to do.
He's just looking at the rope, and he's trying to see if there's any kind of a better way to set it up for Melly and Echo.
Now that we have 2 people up there, maybe we could just tie this end of the rope to one of us and kind of have them hoist that one person up. What do you think, Echo?
It's degrading, but I like it better than dying.
Don't talk about
comes
degrading.
down
I think
to the basket.
I got there already.
Yeah. You actually notice there's like a bucket, or rather large bucket, towards the top of this.
It'll fit, Echo.
I look for a doorknob. I hate this place.
Roll investigation.
Oh my gosh. He's gonna find
All
one.
right.
I've wasted my Misty spell for nothing.
Oh, they've got a ring. And a ring doorbell.
Can I help him?
Oh, that's probably not great. Investigation. It's an 8.
No, it doesn't look like there's another good way to get in aside from just climbing over the top.
So who saw the bucket? They saw it up top?
They saw it up top, yeah.
So I don't know about it.
You don't.
Yeah. There's a bucket right over there. Right over there. Isla, go land on it so they know where it is.
I'm debating how Echo feels about this because I don't think he'd be down for it, but he doesn't want to. I think he's going to try to climb. Like just out of like, no, absolutely not. And just starts climbing the rope. We'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to go well.
Can we aid him by pulling him up with the rope like I did in the warehouse?
That depends how he tries to climb up it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if he's walking up it and you're pulling him, he'd probably lose his footing. But if there's another way that he tries to climb up, then maybe.
I think being dexterous, he would probably be more inclined to climb that way. Like he can't really trust his very low upper body strength to carry him up this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, I get to reroll.
Oh my god! Wow, get him out of your system now!
This makes me feel very good. This makes me feel very, very good. For those who are new to that joke, halflings get an ability that let them reroll ones on ability checks and attack rolls. So... Oh, that's much better. 18.
Yeah.
It was a 19 minus 1.
Could have made the argument for a Dex athletics check.
What, acrobatics? What am I going to do with acrobatics? Flip up the rope?
You're just using athletics, but your dexterity instead.
If you could make an argument for it, then.
I can't make an argument for it. It's 60 feet climbing up a rope.
Well, I would actually probably say if you shimmied up the rope like they do like in gym class, if you think about it, your smaller people are normally better at that than your big muscular people.
Which I would say
that would be acrobatics more than
Is that
strength.
because of dexterity, or is that because of less weight that they're pulling up on the rope?
I think it requires a different set of muscles and agility than necessarily just strength.
This is a classic D&D argument.
But
very classic D&D argument.
I am of the mind that climbing in reality is more of a dexterity based
like you have to have some strength too, but
sure.
But I think that if you look at American Ninja Warrior, most of your people are not massive muscular beasts.
All that being said, Echo, with your 18, you are able to finesse and walk and pull yourself up to right a little bit past halfway. You feel
Okay.
alright.
This is better than the bucket. Better than the bucket. Remember, we don't want the bucket. Oh gods. And I'm very sweaty, and I keep trying to pull myself up the rope.
Do you reroll
It's a
those?
6.
Oh no!
It's a 6.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Alright. As you you say pretty much the same as Jake. He had almost a rough start, and then a pretty strong, like, alright, we got this. And then you hit that same patch of moss, and you begin to start to slip a little bit.
Okay.
You can make
Do
your...
I think what I would try to do, being that you basically said make your case, I'd like to make a dexterity save on the basis that basically what I would try to do is wrap, like, really quickly, just wrap my arm around it so that I can catch myself. So less using my strength and more just, like, quickness of my hand. Is that
Sleight
good
of
enough?
hand.
Can I do that?
Yeah, no, that that absolutely is enough. Yeah, roll a dex save.
Okay. Let's see how we do.
So that's what
18. 12
Yeah.
plus 6.
you're able
Now-
to, like, go ahead.
At this point, I see that he catches himself like with the rope, and he's kind of like Can I yell, "Just hold on to the rope"? And I turn to Vale and say, "Can we pull him up if he's just holding on to it?"
Yeah, I would say, like, for a moment it looks like he's gonna fall, and he just quickly just wraps himself up and just, and there's like a, you know, you're probably gonna have a little rope burn on your arm, but you didn't fall 30 feet. So
Yeah, that would suck.
yeah,
Well, I'm not going to say anything, just in case anything happens.
Yeah, Vale's happy to help.
So I think at this point, me and Vale are going to try to pull the rope up with him just holding on to it.
sure.
Is
Give
it
me
one with advantage?
athletics.
Is it one of us with advantage, or how do you?
I want both of you to roll athletics checks, please.
Okay.
Oh no! He's going
Oh,
nowhere. I mean, we're not gonna drop
Did you
him.
eat every pickle in that barrel?
The 3 weaklings.
I got a 5.
We need Belly. She's the strongest one.
What'd you get, Val?
I got a 2. Yeah.
Yeah, 2? Alright,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
So you, like,
I say, as I feel the tension start on the rope, at least my friends will save me.
He'd have better luck with the mage hand at this point.
Oh my gosh, you might be right.
so you see the rope just go like,
Defeat spiders, a hag witch, a dryad that's corrupted, goblins. We can't defeat a wall.
you pull up maybe like 2 feet on this rope, and then both of you guys just kind of lose your grip and echo as you start to go up. Just as quickly as you started to go up, the rope just goes down, and there's a big, like, you know,
There's
when
nothing
it
to
just
brace
kinda
yourself here.
drops down. You catch your weight. Roll a con save to see if you can
Oh, a
keep
con
up
save?
with grip.
Okay. Con save, that's interesting.
I want to say that Melly has been spotting everyone, so she's under there waiting, just in case.
Oh boy.
You guys can do it.
She's gonna be
I
like,
got an 18.
bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah, you're like, it didn't even phase you, except for the fact that, like, maybe your friends aren't that strong, like, but, you know.
Yeah, I'll say I lost my breath a little bit on it.
Do we try again?
Just no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he might have a better chance
I
of
was
this than
asking
me.
Vale, not you.
I don't care.
Let's make sure. Well, let's make sure he's not trying. Okay.
I'm just gonna try to keep climbing up. Whether they try to help me with that is fine. But now I think I'm starting. I think I'll say Echo's starting to panic a little bit. I don't know if that will affect the roll in any way. That's up to you.
We'll roll athletics, and we'll
God.
find out.
I'm so bad at athletics.
You don't have any strong boys. Oh no!
That's 4. It's a 5 minus 1.
All right.
We're not strong. This was the worst possible way to try to get in here.
Yeah.
I was curious if you guys would do the obvious thing and just try to throw a rope to the top, or if you would be like, we're not strong, let's find something else. And I didn't know what you were going to come up with. But...
That's what I was surprised I made it to the top, because I have a 0 to mine. I don't have a -1 like Echo does. But
I really do need to have a backup die, because man, this D20 has failed me so much in the last 4 weeks.
Guys, I feel like we would have been more successful if we dug a hole underneath.
Okay.
See,
So
that's
he's
what I was talking about.
so is he flailing right now? He's just kind of looking a little. Oh yeah, what happened?
Am I fallen?
I would say that your arm is still wrapped, and you have since, like, you started to walk up again and slipped again, and you're just kind of hanging.
all right, I want to try to help pull him up again. So I tell Vale,
Yeah.
come on, let's
Yeah.
do this.
Wait, I have an idea. So sometimes when we needed to move big things on the farm,
It was just like,
I'm sorry, Echo. We would attach one object to the rope and then have another heavier object on the other side of the rope.
Information that would have been useful to me yesterday.
I just look over at Vale and say,
I think we're just trying to pull him up. Yeah. All right, 14 on my athletics.
16.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
You're able to just pull him up the rest of the way, and he's now safely on the other side.
Is there a boulder of some kind or a large rock around or on top of the wall?
You know, oddly enough, there is not a large rock or boulder
Oh, okay. Okay.
on top of this
On
wall.
the top of a 60-foot wall.
That's a nice boulder.
Like,
I like that boulder.
Wait, you said no, right?
no, there's not.
Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, what do you want to try?
2 tons, and you guys can't move it.
What else? So is this just a wall? Like how far across is this thing that we're standing on? Like, are we gonna have to now climb down the other side of this? Is sort of my question.
So it goes pretty far. There's like a catwalk type thing, just all the way down. It goes very far down, and you do see along the way there's like the top of a building and kind of an entrance over there, and it looks like there might be, like, you're not gonna have to climb or jump down or anything like that. There should be a way to get down. Like, it seems as if this is something that the elves had access to back in the old days, so they would make a way up and down.
Well, I was thinking for a moment we could sort of use maybe myself and Mac as a counterweight, but I don't know that we want to go down the other side of this. So I can try to pull, but obviously I'm not haven't quite proven myself as I'm
Melly,
rubbing.
what were you
rope
going
burn.
to do? What did you say you want to do? You have something big in mind?
I was just thinking that if we tied one end of the rope to someone, we could get the other person up, but then I guess someone else would be down on the other side. So I'm gonna come up the rope now.
It was a great idea, Melly.
You got this.
All right, so Melly is gonna tear off like the bottom edge of like her pants and wrap it around her hands so she can grab the rope. And she's gonna take out her 50 feet of hemp rope and like just wrap it around herself. And then the rope that's dangling, she's going to loop it through that rope. So like so she's got the one rope that's hanging down is like this, with the other rope like through it. That way it's like she can hold it together if she starts to slip.
Awesome.
She's gonna knock off her shoes. Oh boy. And she's gonna try and go up.
Alright. Roll me athletics.
Ooh, Melly doesn't go anywhere. That was a 3. For a total of 4.
I mean, with all that preparation, doesn't she get an advantage?
I was gonna say with advantage, and then she said, "Ooh," and I just let her talk.
Oh.
Yeah, you can go with advantage.
All right. We'll try that with advantage.
Let's see that in an instant replay.
Come on.
A natural 1! And I don't get to reroll them.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You're
Okay.
having a rough time. It's kind of like Mac made it look easy. He just went straight up it. Mel had some trouble getting started. Echo had a little less trouble getting started, but he had some trouble in the middle. You're also having some trouble getting started, but you think you could probably try again.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time, and if it doesn't work, just pull me up. It's okay if I whack my head a couple of times.
Oh boy, please be better at this than we are.
Okay. This is just regular roll, no advantage, right?
What the heck? Roll with advantage.
All right, great. Because otherwise, I'll probably never get up this wall. Oh my gosh! All of these need to go in dice jail. That was a 5 and an 8.
Oh man.
So a 6 and a 9.
Man.
Nah. It's not looking good.
How
Does
big
that
was the bucket?
Look like it would fit her. Yeah.
It's an okay sized bucket. I mean,
I'll probably just shove my foot in
Actually,
it.
The way she
And,
is
like-
right now is probably just as good. Right? You like, have this thing wrapped
That's true.
around
You've got like
you.
the sling going, yeah.
made a little harness.
I mean, the 3 of us can try to pull her up.
Yeah. I'm the heaviest, so I'll be in the back, trying to. I'm ready to scale
We're
down
gonna
the
do
wall.
our best, and I'm sorry.
I'm ready to scale down the wall if need be.
In all of you.
That was a mistake. Yeah, we got you.
All right. How are we all doing this? How are we?
Yeah, I want athletics from all 3 of you.
Okay.
Oh, God.
19 for Vale.
Please.
That's a 6 for me.
Okay, 13.
Vale?
19.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you. So Mac kind of loses his grip a little bit, but you guys are able to pull the weight and just kind of start getting her up the way, and she's about 30 feet up in the air right now.
Okay.
Just kind of dangling and swinging around a little bit.
We just gotta believe. That's right. Come on, let's go again.
You all right down there?
Uh-huh.
I don't think we want to stop pulling.
No. Another 19.
Still pulling.
Nice.
I got another 19.
15.
That's my dice for the rest of the day.
Another 14. Okay, yeah. Another 14.
Yeah, you guys just easy peas. You're able to just keep pulling. And she just kind of plops over the edge on top onto the catwalk. And you guys officially made it.
Yay, we did it. We beat the wall.
And you can now hit level 5.
Here we go. He said it. After it looks like she's safely on the wall, Vel will start to just kind of survey what would be inside the city if he can, just to look around.
Sure. Yeah.
Did you see that in the box?
No, I did not. Unfortunately.
Have you guys never climbed a wall before?
Like a 5-foot fence. What do you mean?
There's another wall to climb. That was just the outer gate.
I recollect the rope, untie it, and I give it back to the two of them.
Yeah, you're able to do that. No
Just
problem.
wanted to make sure we specified that we got the rope and didn't just like leave it behind.
And like actually, as you go to grab the like the loop off of that sconce, it just kind of snaps off and falls onto the floor.
Oh dear. Well, apparently,
Probably was all the falling.
yes.
That's exactly what it was.
Go find another adventuring group.
Well, we're here now.
Right.
And yeah, what do we see when we turn over or turn around and look?
As you look out into this city, it is vast. From far away, it was kind of like Echo said, where it looked a little smaller than you had thought. You know, like looking at it for the first time from far away, you're like, I thought you'd be taller, you know. But as you're close and inside, you look around, and it is just miles. It is a very large city. I mean, it's like the Manhattan of elven woodland cities. As you look around, you see that it's very dark inside. All of you can still see, like, you're not going to need any sort of flame or light source or anything like that. But the sun is almost fully blocked out because of this canopy of trees. And there are just vines all throughout the ground. There's areas where there's just a heavy fog and you can hardly see through it. In some areas you see this really nasty looking fungus. There's moss all over. If you've ever played The Last of Us and you just start off and 20 years later, never, none of you? All right. Yeah, okay. If you've ever
I
played
know what you're talking about. That's why I'm shaking my head, because it's yucky.
Yeah. Where basically it is 20 years past the fall of humanity, and everything is just overgrown and ruined. There's just broken rubble, and once tall and beautiful buildings are now cracked and fallen on the ground.
I turn to Vale and I say, before we travel and get down at ground level, does anything up here in the city look familiar that you think we should head towards? Like, with him looking at the broken scape and everything, does anything look familiar to him?
Does anybody know that Dumbledore gif where he's just got his hands on his hips and he's like it's kind of the way he's just looking out over there, and perhaps look at the keep. I don't know.
Make a perception check, Vale.
Okay. That's the third 19 in a row I've rolled. 22.
Wow, man, somebody should
my
have done
dice.
champion fighter.
That's my dice.
Put that one in dice jail, because it's about to roll a 1 on you.
The other three were bad. I know.
As you really try to take in the surroundings, you see that there's kind of one building that stands above the rest. It's pretty deep into the city, and there's a heavy layer of fog underneath it, obscuring all the kind of roads and pathways near it. But you see this building. It's almost like a skyscraper. It just kind of goes up very tall, this tower. And you've done some research on Modus Mir, but it's hard to say, like, specifically the geography of it, like, what buildings were what and everything like that. But this one seems like it would have had some importance to the old world.
Yeah, Vale just... I very much imagine the scene in Lord of the Rings where I think it's Aragorn and Legolas are looking out over Rohan. And he's just...
Ale, what do your elf eyes see?
There it is, yeah. He just kind of points right there, right to you at home. No, he points at he points to the tower that you just mentioned, Josh, and he says, I feel like that might be a good place to start. Not that I can think of anything else better right now. I think this might be the way to go.
So I guess can we see either way down the catwalk which way looks like it would be the better way to head to get down?
Yeah, you see like a little bit towards we'll say the right. There's kind of a like little doorway area, little building sticking out on the side, and the doorway there, and you see it kind of runs down at the height of this wall. So
Yeah,
it's safe to say that there would be some sort of thing inside of there that would help you get down.
I'll start to head in that direction.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll follow along.
Yeah, you're able to do that. You get to it, the door is kind of just broken down, and it's pretty dark inside, but there's a staircase in there. And seems like that would be the way up and down.
And you said it was was it like midday? Or what time of day is it?
Yeah, let's say midday.
Okay.
Just about.
Yeah, we'll just keep going down or check out the area.
Is the staircase wood or is the staircase stone?
Staircase is wood.
Okay. Can I be checking the steps as I'm going down to make sure that none are going to crumble underneath us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll perception.
And that's an 8.
That's an 8. So far, seems okay.
Great. He's leading the way. Let's see what...
I continue down with confidence.
All right. You make it about 25 feet down, and then Mac, I need you to make a dex saving throw as you step onto a very squeaky step, and it just kind of and starts to break beneath you.
I get to reroll though.
Oh my god! What is going on?
And I don't get to reroll that. Oh my
boy.
gosh. That's a 7.
That's a 7?
If it looks like he's gonna fall,
I
would try
2.
I would try to catch him if you let me.
All right, Vale, make a dex save.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get mine ready.
4 is a 19.
A 19? Yeah. So, Mac is kind of tapping on the ground, as if walking on ice. Really nervous people just kind of pat it and really try to see if everything's safe. He just steps on one, and as soon as he steps on this step, you know what's about to happen, and his foot just goes right through it, and he starts to fall off. He goes over to grab the railing, and as he grabs the railing, it also snaps off the wall, and Vale is able to grab his arm and catch him at the last second.
That was close. You gotta be careful here.
That's why I'm checking the steps,
I
but
know you know that.
it's not as easy as it looks.
Would someone with dark vision have an easier time?
Perhaps.
Probably more has to do with the roll that I made.
Fair enough.
I just hit the wrong part on it, where I hit the solid part, not the soft part.
Mm-hmm.
I'll continue making my way downtown.
Yeah, you a little little slower this time, a little more carefully, but you all are able to make it to the bottom, and it opens up out into the street, and you just see the vast elven ruin ahead of you.
Just be trying to be very cautious as far as, I mean, is the fog is still thick?
The fog, there's like a fog kind of all throughout. At this place where you're at, it's there, but it's not like, it's not really blocking your view at this point.
Okay,
like,
so it's not like obscuring like the spell.
The air is just, no, it's not obscuring. It's just kind of just like thick and wet and nasty.
What do we hear?
What do you hear?
Yes.
What do you hear?
I mean, in my mind, like, it's literally like utter silence, with just maybe a little bit of creaking of weathered wood, as there's just, I don't think there's much of a wind, just because I feel like with the way the fog is and everything, that it just almost seems like it's a stale, dead kind of area. But just a little bit of like, almost just like where there should be wind and causing the creaking, there's not wind, but there's still just that the buildings seem to shift just a little bit and having that sound.
Yeah.
But that's about the only thing that I would imagine that we would be hearing.
I'd say that's pretty spot on. There's just an eerie silence throughout the place. You know, with a city like this, you just, it's hard to be in a place so large and a place that used to be such a hub for life and for study. So to see it silent is really, really unsettling. But that's all it is at the moment. It is just silence. You hear your footsteps just echo through the whole city with every step you take, even when you're trying to be quiet, because it's that silent right now. What is it as you kind of make your way through these streets, trying to get to that tower that you had seen? What kind of feelings do you think go through your mind when you're walking through this? Like, is there an excitement that you finally made it here? Is there a sadness of the just the realization of what happened here and how many lives have lost? What does it feel like? What's going through your heads?
For me, it's kind of like a nervous, chilled apprehension, where I'm kind of almost getting like goosebumps, just waiting to when we make that noise that echoes just a little bit, almost like waiting for something else to like emerge from that sound. Like, it hasn't happened, but every time that I hear that little bit of an echo as we're moving along, I'm just expecting something else to be making sound back. And it's not, but then I'm also worried that it is. And just kind of get like a little bit of goosebumps just from looking around and waiting for it. But that's what
Everybody
I'm
else?
feeling.
Yeah, no, I love that. Thank you.
I think Echo's having one of his patented perspective changes, where, you know, seeing this place in the way that it is, he's obviously never seen any ruin quite like this before. You know, such a big civilization just kind of being brought down to nothing, and especially with sort of his newfound faith. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but his studying of Ayun and you know, the gathering of knowledge being a very important thing. The idea that just all of this, it's gone. Just like, it's not only just lives, it's histories. And, you know, there is some information to be gleaned from it, but it's just very like, it's a heartbreak that he didn't know he could have. But he's not like overly emotional or anything over it. It's just, I would describe it as a very like, a spiritually deep disappointment.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Val, Melly, Jake, Izzy, anything? You don't have to have anything, but
If you've got something, Izzy, go.
It's interesting that Echo is feeling heartbreak, because that's also definitely what Melly is feeling. Heartbreak for the people that lost their homes, heartbreak for the people who were seeking knowledge, and this terrible thing unfolded. Probably some fear too, because there's a big bad that happened here, and we're just 4 small people walking through here, and it all seems so grand, like so much bigger than us. So I guess intimidation also.
awesome.
Yeah, Vale is feeling. There's got to be a part of him that feels a little numb. Like there's a part of him that has. I mean, he studied Malaeus Mir for a long time. It's something he's always been interested in. He's always tried to learn anything he can about it. So seeing an abandoned city like this isn't necessarily tripping him up, I think. Like he kind of was expecting that. Like, I just imagine it's like walking past a house and seeing like maybe like someone got a delivery of milk and like the glasses were just tipped over or broken, as just something that would show some kind of disaster had happened here. And I think he just has actually a little bit of a sense of destiny as to like, I'm supposed to be here and figure this out. So he's actually probably putting a lot of pressure on himself to know things, know where to go, be the leader, be the guy who knows everything. Like he's trying to make sure he's that guy right now.
Yeah, like this is your time. All of the choices you've made have led you to this moment, right?
Yeah.
Like you're kind of setting your jaw and standing up just a little bit taller.
He is, but he's also
walking forward.
He's used to kind of hiding things like that behind a bit of a experienced and steely disposition, but I think like any like leader would probably tell you that even if that's what they look like on the outside, on the inside it's just second guessing everything, but just psyching himself up internally.
Awesome.
That's how I imagine it.
Thanks, guys. That's great. So as you kind of continue up these streets, roll me perception checks all around, please.
Isla 2?
If this is under a 5, sure. I'm getting another d20.
So 16 from me.
Okay.
Vale with a 6.
Alright, it appreciated the threat. That's an 18.
Isla with a 19.
Oh, I'm sorry, 16.
Oh.
Not 18.
12 for Melly.
Yeah. So I think Mac was the best aside from Isla, but Mac had the highest on that point. So
me and Echo were the
Echo,
same at 16.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so you guys, as you're kind of walking along, you two are the first to notice it. There's like from a distance, it seems like there are just some statues of people, and kind of in the middle of the street. Kind of weird that there would be statues in the middle of the street. Like you might question the placement of it. But would you think you would go up to kind of investigate further, or just let me know how you'd react to that before I continue?
Well, I would say definitely immediately. If I would assume that I would shoot a look to Mac. I don't know if you would share the glance.
I would.
Did Isla notice and ping me?
Isla did notice as Isla kind of just pops over her head. She's like, you just see a picture. It's like, statue. And you're like, oh, hey, statue, middle of the street.
How about how far away are we from it when we notice it?
I'd say the fact that you guys noticed it before the others did, I'd say it's still pretty okay distance out. Maybe like we'll say 50 yards or so, something like that.
I would motion for the group to stop to kind of like talk about this for a second before we just continue on in that direction.
Well, you said the placement of the statue seems weird. Did you say that?
It's just the fact that it's in the middle of the road. Like
it's not like statues like people would have built for decorations with the location.
It's kind of like
they're not on bases. like a statue, would be like up on a base, like a plinth of some kind.
They are not on bases, no.
And what kind of do they look like in heroic positions? Like
you probably have to get a little closer to see.
Fair enough.
I don't like this.
No.
Yeah, that definitely. I have a question for Vale and Melly. Are you guys feeling any type of magical disturbances, and I look over at Vale, or like, are you getting a feeling of what you felt when Spooky Johnson was talking to you before?
Vale just cocks his head slightly. Spooky Johnson.
Yeah, the voice that was talking to you.
Oh. I bet there's some kind of magical disaster happened here, so...
I wasn't sure if you guys were feeling any of that, I know that you guys can cast spells. I don't know exactly how that works or how that feels in your day-to-day life, but I wasn't sure if you could feel something off magically in this area.
Vale just looks at Melly.
Is there anything I can do to try and sense the bad juju in the air?
I'd say you don't even really have to do anything. You just, this whole place just reeks of old, dark, bad stuff. Just dark magic in this area. You know that there was a disaster here, and really these ruins are considered to be the source of the corrupt magics that still spread throughout the Savalier.
Well, the statues up ahead are definitely making me worry that they may come to life and attack us, just with the different things that we've seen, and their placement is not natural at all.
Oh,
Let me send Isla in for a look, actually.
There are statues ahead?
Yes, and on the roadway, it looks like there's approximately how many have I seen?
You see like two right up there.
There's at least two that are just like in the middle of the road. They don't appear to be, art statues. They seem to be more of actual people statues, like people turned to stone or something. I mean, I can't tell what material they are from here.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Isla in while I'm looking through her eyes and maybe perch up on top of a house or whatever might be safe, but looking at them.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, we did get something that might be useful from the evil hag's house. Melly will pull out the wand of magic detection and do whatever she's got to do to use it. Wave around.
Hold on one second as I look up.
You wave it fast enough, you can draw your name.
Yeah,
I think it's within 60 feet.
Like as you move it kind of fast, you make a pattern with it, and it's almost like you made mouse ears out of just some color,
Ah, Melly Mouse.
All right, now don't go get us DMCA'd.
All right. Okay, so first thing I'd tell you is that you are 150 feet away, and I'd say you would probably know that Detect Magic is only it only works within 30 feet. It does last 10 minutes, so if you want to start it off now and then just kind of have that going as you continue through, you can. But
So we got this wand from the hag's house, and it allows me to detect magic, but I need to be significantly closer to the object that I'm trying to tell if it's magical. Should we get closer?
What does Isla see when she gets closer?
as Isla gets close and
Because I don't
kinda
hear any of that.
as Isla gets closer and kind of perches herself onto a little windowsill and looks out, she sees that these two stone figures are elves. There's a look of terror in their face as they clearly saw something horrible and wanted to turn away and wanted to run, but they weren't able to. And they were just left here for who knows how long.
Okay, do I know of any creature or effect that might fit the facts of that I'm starting to see?
You could roll a history check, maybe.
Okay.
Or should I
Parlaying with monsters.
yeah. One moment, please. No, you could roll a history check.
Okay, 17.
17? Okay. Yeah, you've heard of a lot of different effects that could do something like that. There's monsters, there are sort of magics that could do it. Something as terrible as the corruption, maybe that itself could have had an effect like that, but there is also basilisks are able to do that, and then just plenty of other magical effects.
Okay.
So it's you definitely know that it's a possibility that there at least is some sort of magic out there that could have turned them to stone.
Yeah. All right. Vale just comes back to his normal senses. Says, Isla saw two of them. They both looked like elves and were in positions of terror, as if maybe they were trying to run away from something and they failed. But there could be creatures or magical effects that did this to them. I think those are people. If you're tempted to look at something, it might be wise not to.
How horrible.
Perhaps we should get closer, though.
All right. I guess we'll continue walking towards them.
As you continue up, say let's take our first break of the night. Approaching 8:35, and I just had coffee. So.
Touche.
But if anybody has any questions, just throw those bad boys down in chat, and we'll answer as soon as we get back. So just give us a couple minutes, and we will see you momentarily. But,
congratulations, Shady Man.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes. So, yes, Shady Man, we will, or Josh, well, I guess I'll send I'm assuming he's following our Twitter. Bang. There it is.
There you go, Shady Man.
Very, very epic things.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I don't know if any of you were able to catch our review or like first looks video that we did last week for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, but this, I think I like this book better than Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and I loved Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So it is a very, very good book. There's a lot of great information in there, whether you're a player or a DM. If you want to learn more about that, then just check out our last video, youtube.com/JnJtabletop. But definitely pick that one up. And Shady Man, you're gonna love it.
Just messaged him on Twitter.
And Paul,
awesome.
Thank you for coming here on your day off.
Yes, sir.
And pulling a giveaway winner for us and running that whole thing on the back end for us. We really appreciate that. Everybody, just Paul's the best. If you're a Rare Drop person, you already know that. So just a little Paul appreciation here.
Yes, everybody send him a DM right now. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody, find a way to tell Paul he's cool. How about that?
Check out Studio Bike. I think that'll do.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
All right. So, everybody good?
Yes. That's awesome.
They need more water, but I don't have any, so we'll just keep going. Oh. Okay, all right. So, you move up as a group, and you approach the two stone figures. Stone elven figures. Hold on one moment.
But yeah, Astral, I really like this supplement a lot. It's got a lot of updates. I think if anyone's familiar with the creation rules for different, they call it more like lineage now instead of racial features and whatnot. Like, you're gonna see some really crazy combos that have some really strong power game effectiveness, which I think is going to be fun because a lot of power gamers will shy away from being as creative as you might be able to. And I think this could be a fun way. Although I don't think you're going to see as many variant humans now.
Oh no, there's no reason to play variant human.
Yeah, the just customize your own. It's like, I'll just have a +2 instead of a +1.
just call your custom lineage a variant human. That's it.
Yep. Oh, Dark Vision? Yep.
Yeah, it's variant human. You're getting +2 to something instead of +1 to 2 things, and you're getting Dark Vision.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer for me. All right, sorry about that, guys. My mom just popped in next to me a question. So, as you walk down this road, you begin to approach these two stone figures, the stone elven figures. So you get close, you all start to see what I had explained to Vale, which was there's just a fear, as if like a helplessness, as they look in this direction. One of them with its hands up in front of its face, like no, like as if something was right in front of it. And there was just nothing they could do. They couldn't turn, they couldn't run fast enough. And they were just sort of frozen in place.
And this is just like in an alleyway or a road, or like
it's kind of in the middle of this road.
How wide is the road?
The road is about like 15 feet wide, something like that.
Okay, not wide at all.
Does anything ping with the detect magic as we get closer?
Sense magic this way. Use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. I'd say no. Nothing as of yet.
Well, at this point, there doesn't seem to be anything magical, except for what might have happened to them, but that I'm not really seeing anything magical active right now.
Then we'll continue to move cautiously.
Yes, just be very careful.
Yeah, at this point I will have pulled out my my staff.
Yeah, do we have a
We'll,
marching order, I guess?
Sure, give me
I
a
don't know.
marching order.
I would still say I'm somewhat in the lead, or in the lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've been tending to try to stay close to Mac, usually when we're moving. But I guess I'll be behind.
And I try to stay in between the front and melee.
I guess that means Melly's at the back.
Unless you want to flip with me and be in the middle.
No, Melly's
So-
okay with being at the back.
Okay.
I'm imagining a square right now. If you were like, if you guys were on a battle map, I would have Mac, Vale, Melly, Echo, all
That's
on
fine.
4x4.
That's fine.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you continue along the road, and what are the things you pay attention to as you're walking along? Anyone? Is there anything specific that you're looking out for as you walk along the road? And I know you all said cautiously.
I'm mainly looking and listening for any form of movement. So if something was not moving, I probably would not notice it as easily, because I'm trying to pay attention to everything. I'm kind of quickly scanning for movement is what my main goal is.
Okay.
And listening for any noise of change other than the four of us.
Mhm.
I would be looking for windows or doorways or alleyways, anything that would have opportunities to jump out at us.
Sure.
I'm keeping locked right on the two statues. Gonna see for any signs of movement, even though this sounds like a tragedy, he can't help but just stay totally focused on him.
Okay.
Melly's gonna pay attention to higher up, in the sky, if there are any trees nearby, up in the trees.
Awesome.
And Isla will do her normal scout ahead.
Astral Shark, you do not see any churro stands, unfortunately. So yeah, you can kind of continue up the way. There are alleys, Jake, but so far it doesn't appear to be anything down those alleys. As you kind of move up, you get to a little cross in the road, little intersection, and at this intersection you see another stone figure, kind of in a similar position, where he's just standing kind of near the edge of the road, in a fighting stance, actually.
So it looks like a warrior, or
You're approaching.
you're saying Isla sees this?
I was saying that you all see this.
Yeah,
walking
Isla.
by.
I'd have Isla do a flyby.
Alright. It's like 30 feet in front of all you guys. So would you all wait for Isla, or would you guys kind of check it out?
If it's at a crossroads, and what direction does the statue look like it's facing? It might mean nothing, but
Statue is facing straight ahead, the same
So it's
direction
back.
that you're walking.
its back is to us. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I think. you're
Yeah,
right.
I would keep moving. I would keep moving forward. Maybe slightly more cautiously, if that was even possible. Probably not realistically. So I would just keep moving at the same way.
Okay.
Did Vale tell us all that what he thought caused this?
I just said there's something to the effect of like there are creatures and spells that could do this. If you're tempted to look at something, it might be wise not to. I think
Okay.
something to that effect.
Melly's starting to walk a little bit slower than everyone else and is like visibly more nervous.
Okay.
Val would probably be the only one that might notice that first in the back row.
Alright.
Turns and looks at her. You alright?
I am right now. Just, I feel like my heart is beating so hard that everyone's going to be able to hear it. Just a little uneasy.
Stay close to me. I'll make sure you're alright. You have my word.
Okay. Melly will quicken her pace to be pretty much right next to Vale.
And he just has like a very focused, like, brow is furrowed, like he's just looking like he's all business at this point.
So previously you'd say maybe it was like business in the front, party in the back, but now it's just business.
Yeah, no, he definitely
Okay.
had the mullet approach.
Okay.
When we get to the crossroads, I'm assuming that straight ahead is where we need to go to continue getting to the keep,
Mhm.
or the building that we're heading towards.
Mhm.
Is it literally straight ahead, or would it be off to the right or to the left a little bit?
It's not entirely straight ahead. It's a little ways off the road, but this so far has seemed like the most central road to take.
Like a main street of sorts.
Like a main street of shorts, yeah.
Those shorts. That street is wearing shorts.
Well,
Okay.
I turn to the group and I say, I mean, obviously, whatever they fought was hundreds of years ago, but do you think we should try to take another path?
I was just thinking that if this was a magical effect and part of the mist, it would stand to reason that it originated from the direction these people are facing. If it's a creature,
If it was a part of the mist, I don't think he would be looking like he was going to be fighting like that. I mean, I could be wrong. He could have been fighting something else when the mist hit, but he's definitely looks like he's about to be either attacking or defending.
does he look like he's just an adventurer, or does he look like maybe a town guard, or
Yeah, so as
soldier?
you start to get a little closer here, you see it's a hooded figure, and he's got like a staff in his head, and he kind of like has it back like this. Make a Vale. Wow, make an investigation check.
Okay. 10.
All right. There's a building ahead of you, and you see that there are just kind of scorch marks on the end of this building, just black near the direction that he's facing with his staff. He's just this hooded figure, elven, and he has this mark on his clothes that is like a black dot in the middle, but a circle around that dot, and then almost like rays of sunlight around the edges.
Do I know what that would be?
I don't think so. It's just
Okay. Point it out.
just a mark.
Do you also point out the Scorch Mark?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to investigate the Scorch Mark.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll investigation, please.
I use a backup die.
When you're starting die.
Cool. Hold on, I gotta just. I don't remember what the modifier is. Investigation +1, so 17.
17. Yeah.
What I'm looking for specifically is to see. Basically, what I want to do is like maybe run my finger across it and see if I can determine the age of this Scorch, or at least yeah.
So you run your fingers along it, and when you take your finger off the wall, it's black. And this is, you're not entirely sure how long ago it was, but it wasn't 100 years. It was pretty recent. Maybe not today, maybe not yesterday, but probably within the last week or so, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel the blood drop out of my head. This is fresh.
Why don't you pull up fantasy cards, bro?
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Then you can continue. You keep talking. Sorry, I just.
At least not 100 years old, certainly. Maybe a week. Whatever did this may still be here.
And where was the Scorch mark? Up on that
Right
building?
where I put Echo, at that corner in that building.
Okay. Vale is gonna step up to here and then look down this alleyway. Or just down. Oh, it looks like there's a couple of wells and a fountain. Is that? I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was clicking. There's a fountain kind of at the center of this intersection here.
Is there water in it?
There is water in it, but it doesn't, as you kind of look at it, it's kind of like dark and tainted, like a dirty brown, reddish, kind of colors in there. Doesn't look like something you want to drink.
Vale casts Mage Hand and grabs a rock that's next to it. And he places it in the water with the Mage Hand. Not like dropping it so there's no splash, he just places it in the water.
Okay. Yeah, as you place it in the water, you see, sort of like a reddish brown just ripple throughout the fountain.
And is there some kind of statue in the middle there, like on the map, or?
The statue that in the middle of the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
so in the middle of the fountain, there's like a kind of just like a little stone thing that comes up, and you can see it was probably supposed to be a depiction of something at some point, but years of not being maintained and whatever tragedy happened in this place, it's kind of deteriorated, and it's really hard to get an idea of what kind of carving it was supposed to be, but it is all definitely part of the fountain. Like, it doesn't look like the...
Does it look like it could be like just the water is just like rusted and weird and like dirty, or does it look like it's magical?
Oh, it looks like the water is rusted and weird and dirty.
Okay.
And I want everybody to roll initiative.
Okay. That's one way to go about it.
Oh, I wanted to check to see things about the statue, but maybe after.
I
Oh
got a
my gosh.
I got 12 for Vale.
Which
All
statue?
right, guys. The one that was right in front. I was just gonna see if there was like dust or like moss. See if I could tell how long it had been there. If it seemed like that was new also. But it doesn't matter. Melly got a 3. I rolled a natural 1. I hope you guys aren't depending on me for anything tonight, because all of my dice belong in dice jail.
Well, this is, you at least can make Josh roll dice for saving throws, like with Sacred Flame.
This is true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
We've
I got
all
a
been
16.
kinda stinking it up when it comes to rolling. My orange
Alright.
dice was pretty good.
So we had a 17 from Mac, a 16 from Echo, a 3 from Ellie, right?
I got 12 for Vale.
Oh, yeah. All right. So what you're talking about the statue of the dude who was kind of in a fighting stance, the one that was like frozen in place? Yeah, I'll let you roll. What's your intention? How are you going about trying to find out how old it was and how long it's been there? Because I'd say the amount of time that it took everyone else to look at and investigate the things they were doing, you would have had time to do this. So
I feel like investigation makes the most sense. So that's what I'm gonna just try. Like I said, I'm gonna see if there's like any dust or moss or like.
Have we seen any birds in here at all?
not yet. No,
Okay.
Aside from Isla, no.
Okay. I was curious if there would be bird poop on statues and stuff. You know?
That's a
Yeah, or
good
like any
point.
sign of like
I mean,
know,
That is a good point.
acid rain wears away at like buildings and stuff. All right. Oh, not that bad. 15.
15. There is not a ton of dust there. It looks like a lot of the other things that you've seen. There's sort of like a moss and a fungus that has grown on it. But this spot, it looks fresher, if you will. Not nearly as degraded as or deteriorated as anything else that's been here.
I will relay that to the group.
Okay. All right. So as you and what's Isla's actually roll perception for Isla, I guess.
Perception?
Mhm.
8.
Because she's been like flying overhead, like searching for things. So
Yeah,
it's-
like in this situation like this with buildings, I imagine her kind of Spider-Manning it, sort of, and you know, that kind of thing.
sure.
is the staff stone also?
It's stone also. Yeah.
Okay.
So as you are looking around and kind of checking out all of these things, looking at the scorch marks on the wall, looking for dust and things on the statue, and checking out this pool of gross water, you hear for the first time, because up until this moment it's been silent, you hear a like and just a these loud booming footsteps that just kind of echo
Sorry.
along the streets as this giant bluish gray looking monster emerges from what might have been a slumber or something, coming from the, we'll say, north of this crossroads. And he's going to, well, it would be Echo's turn, but you guys all have the surprised condition
Oh, you stink.
because he rolled a dirty 20 on his stealth check.
You gave Isla a chance.
I did. I tried to give Isla a chance.
Oh no.
All right.
But wouldn't the sound give it away?
Sound would give it away, but it's all all kind of like it was silent, and then you hear the sound as you see this thing running towards you. Like it's not as if like you heard it and you're like, what was that? And then like, you know, you see it coming and have time to react. It's like you hear it and see it rushing towards you. So this giant bluish grayish looking thing with these red spikes on its back and 8 large legs with just this weird stumpy looking tail thing and rows of jagged teeth with claws all over its 8 legs. Runs right up to Echo. And it is going to just attempt to run straight through and bite him. And let's see. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
That meets my AC.
Okay.
That's a hit.
Alright. So, as he just kind of runs through, he goes to grab you with his teeth and just kind of clips you a little bit as you start to move out of the way, and he pushes his face into you. Some of the teeth catch you as he deals 11 piercing damage to you. And also 4 poison damage.
Oof. That's a big hit for me. That's a really big hit for me.
So it is now Echo's turn.
It's not Mac's turn?
No, it's because y'all had the surprise condition, so we went through one whole initiative order.
But my initiative is before Echo's.
I thought he was 17 and you were 16. Did I flip those around?
It's backwards.
Other way around.
Right. My bad. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
All right, so
How embarrassing.
How embarrassing.
I'm gonna run up
How
behind it.
How far away were you?
It took me 5 spaces.
Okay, 5 spaces, 25 feet.
25
All right.
feet.
So you were looking at? Were you? Well,
I am not looking at it. I am looking down to where I'm running and not specifically at it. Now, once I get around it and I can like look at its side and its back, I am looking at it, but not at the front of or head of it.
I'm just gonna read the ability.
Okay.
For everyone. If a creature starts its turn within 30 feet and of the creature, and the two of them can see each other, the monster can force the creature to make a DC 12 saving throw. So you two could see each other. Didn't really have a moment to say that you weren't looking at it yet. You know, like from turns from here on out, I'd say all of you could say, no, I'm not looking at this thing. But for the beginning of your turn, I think you're gonna have to make that con save. Does that sound fair, Jake? What do you think?
I think you're the DM, and if that's how you see the situation, that's how you see the situation.
The only objection that I would make to that, Josh, is that Vale did specifically warn us not to look at it.
It's about how he interprets surprise.
But again, that is still up to you. But
if you would take Vale's advice like that and see this creature, if you think that's what you would do, then I say go for it. You can.
I feel like in my battle state, I would listen to advice or a command like that and just go with it, whether or not I have any clue as to what it does.
All right.
Just because of me personally with my relationship with Vale and our status.
Absolutely. All right. I think that's totally fine. So we will say if you're not looking at it, attacks are going to be made with disadvantage. You'll still have flanking if you're at that spot. So I would give you just basically a regular attack roll for it.
If I'm flanking it though, and I look at it, it can't see me.
Say that totally depends on whether it turns its head or not. So I would say that if you can see it, it can see you in this spot, unless you were like in a window or something like that, and you kind of like ducked back behind it for that moment. Because all it has to do realistically is just turn its head. You're right there. You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean, you're the DM.
It's an awkward rule, but, but sometimes you just have to have something simple that works.
Yeah, I'd say you're either looking at it or not looking at it. If you're that close to it, it could look at you because it's realistically it could turn its head and see.
I mean, I get that. I guess to me, when I think about like with the 6 seconds that the combat is, in reality, it's all 1 6 seconds. So he can't be looking at me and Echo at the same time, like realistically. But I'll just roll just regular attack because the advantage and disadvantage would cancel each other out. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. And that is a 12 to hit.
A 12 to hit? 12 does not hit.
All right.
You look at your feet as you're running across, zoom past it, and try to poke at it with the rapier, I'm assuming?
Yes. Yes, the rapier.
Just missed the side. You kind of catch one of the claws, and it just kind of deflects it right off on the inside. You're not able to really find a purchase.
All right. And then I'm actually going to move away. I'm going to go here and here.
Okay.
And with my feet mobile, if I make a melee attack on something, I do not take attack of opportunity when going away from it.
Hercules!
I am going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to try to hide behind this.
All right. Roll me a stealth check.
That's a nat 20.
All right.
So it's a 27.
You feel like you moved quickly enough that you're in a good spot. All right. So, Echo.
So for fairness sake, I don't think Echo would have picked up on don't look at it as like a, don't look at this creature in its eyes because it, could do something bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I would like to do, if you'll permit me, is roll a perception check to see if I noticed that Mac was like keeping his eyes covered.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So I'm just trying to think, like, I don't know if it's fair for me to make the decision, like, because I would love to just say, I close my eyes and start punching, but I don't know what Echo would do in this case.
Sure.
Oh, wow, that's actually very high. It's 18.
I'd say the appearance of a nasty creature right after you've seen all these things and right after Val had told you what he told you, you might have put 2 and 2 together. I feel like. All right. You said if you see something you want to look at, don't look at it. Okay.
Okay. So with that, Echo like puts a hand on his side where he got clipped by the teeth, and then closes his eyes and readies his fists, and a little purple glow comes off of his bangles. And I'm just gonna make an unarmed attack.
All right.
I'm gonna start off with an unarmed strike. With disadvantage, I'm assuming, because I have my eyes closed.
Yes, disadvantage.
Well, hey, if I roll 2 20s, then Crusher will kick in and maybe negate it. Also, what size is this creature? Is it large?
It's a medium creature.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Okay, so with disadvantage, I rolled a 15 and a 16 before adding modifiers.
All right.
And I get a +7 to my unarmed strikes.
Yeah, that's a hit.
So it's a 22. So let's roll that damage die. And again, as you explained it to me, hold on, I don't remember the name, so give me a moment. my insignia of claws, the bracelets that I found, basically make my unarmed attacks magical, and add a +1 to both the attack rolls and damage rolls. So, let's see how we do. That's max damage. That's 9 magical bludgeoning damage.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
And with will I do this now? Yeah, I think so. With yeah, with my crusher feet, I'm also going to push him back away from me 5 feet. So it's just one big pa. He just gets shoved back 5 feet.
Awesome. Yeah, like straight back this way?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, you're able to do that for sure. So you just
Okay.
kind of it's kind of surprised and just like, oof, and just falls back.
Okay, and I'm just gonna run right at him and follow up and try to do a flurry of blows. Again, with my eyes closed. Boy. All right, number 1. Uh-oh. I'm guessing an 11 doesn't hit.
11 does not hit.
Okay, then I will do my second attack. Oops. Or my second flurry of blows attack. Okay, that's better. A 16?
16 hits. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see how we do. Another max damage. That's beautiful.
Oh my god.
You can't make this up. That's 9 more magical bludgeoning damage. I would also like to impose... Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. I have to choose which of my flurry of blows conditions to apply. I will choose... There's no way it's going to fail any of these. You know what? I'm going to make it so that it can't take reactions until the end of my next turn.
Awesome. Does it have to roll anything, or that's just...
Nope, that's a freebie. If the other two, which is I can trip it with a failed dex save, push it back with a failed strength save, or just force it where it doesn't get reactions until the end of my next turn.
All right. Awesome.
And yeah, I guess... actually, since it can't take reactions, I've only moved 5 feet. I'm going to move up around the north side of it. And... Actually, yeah, I'll just kind of... No, I'll stay right there. I'll stay right there. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I kind of imagine that as like you hit him and you push him back, and you pushed him a little further back than you realized, because since you weren't looking with that second blow, you kind of just swung right through it and then just continued straight forward and got him with that other one, square in the face. And with that, Jake.
Yes, sir.
Roll pyramid.
Pyramid. Okay. Number 1.
All right. You and the basilisk both rolled the 12.
Oh,
For
okay.
your, you know what? Your modifier is probably higher. Your modifier is definitely higher.
I have a +4 if you're using it as a tiebreaker.
Yeah, go for it. You go first.
Okay. Vale would be very tempted to look at it, but not even he's that curious. He takes out one of his one of those very fine arrows that you said he had. He takes at the same time he takes the fire ruby, and he mutters a little bit of an incantation, and I imagine that there is just like this red. It's very quick. If you're not even noticing it, you're not gonna catch it. But there's just like all these tiny, very tiny little, almost like red specks of sand in the air that just kind of go and kind of just like suck into something, and it seems like it's gone. And he just takes out his bow and he fires at the creature.
All right. Roll me an attack with disadvantage.
Oh, 15 is the low one. 15 plus 9.
15 plus 9?
24, yes.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay. Alright, that's going to be 9 piercing, and then at the same time as the arrow hits, you see a burst of fire hit for 4 fire damage. So 9 piercing and 4 fire.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
And that's a homebrew spell, so you have to do Command Veil and look at his character sheet if you want to see what it was.
Yeah, so as you... Hold on one second.
And then I'm just going to definitely interpose myself between this creature and Melly, and also give Josh a moment to chastise Indy as I'm doing the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it's 10 piercing. Thank you, Evan, for putting that in there, because it is a +1 arrow.
Okay, alright. Awesome.
Not 9 piercing, 10 piercing, magical. And
I was going to ask
4
you,
fire.
but I was like, there's no way that Jake forgot that.
I'm just as fallible as anybody else. 100%.
Yeah, so... Yeah, you pull that arrow back, eyes closed, and it just smacks right into the chest of this creature and sticks right in, and as it crashes into it, there's just this burst of almost like a firework spark of flame just
Yeah, almost like cigarette burns,
yeah, there's just embers that fall out and spill onto the ground, and it makes this sound, and it is now the monster's turn. It was not super happy about what had just happened. He's going to move one over to Vale, and he's going to make his attack against you.
Evan. Evan just says, oh good, he's attacking you.
And that is an 8 to hit.
8 misses.
Yeah, so he just kind of bites at nothing.
I feel like I'm just kind of looking at the ground and trying to read the things like hips as it's moving. Like I'm not looking at its face. It's weird. That's how I envision that whole dynamic.
All right, that is its turn. So that brings us back to Melly.
All right, so what's been going? Melly's not gonna try to attack. So does she need to worry about looking at it?
Would Melly look at it, or would Melly?
So, I'm just gonna I'm gonna have Melly do a Wisdom saving throw because she was listening to Vale when he was talking, but she's also really freaked out. So is she gonna know to not look? We'll see. Okay, she looks at it.
Okay. Roll a con save.
Alright. Oh no! Alright, well that was an actual 1.
Oh no!
But she has that thing where oh my gosh, but I know natural 1 is an automatic fail, so I don't know if it matters. She
Is it?
Where is it?
Ask your DM, don't assume.
Sorry, I have to find the thing. I can't remember which little section it's in.
It's under features.
Thank you. Yeah, she's got Favored by the Gods, where if she fails a saving throw, she can add 2d4 to it. So can she...
If she fails a saving throw, she could add 2d4 to it.
Mm-hmm. And add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome, because she's favored by the gods.
Yeah, you could do that. Is that like a once per turn? What is that?
Once per short rest.
Yeah,
I've not utilized it.
If you want to use that, you can use that.
Okay. Oh golly. Moment of truth. I'm gonna roll these separately. All right, not good.
Also not good. Oh my gosh. Total of 3.
Added to what? I know you rolled a natural 1, but what was the total then?
Yeah, you have you're proficient in con saves, so it might not be too bad.
Total of 8.
8 plus 3, or that's your end result?
8, and then, oh wait, hold on. And then proficiency, 10.
That's the end result. Okay, yeah. So you are restrained, and all of your movements you start to get really tense as you feel your muscles tighten, and you're kind of just getting stuck and having a really hard time. So you are now restrained. I'll read that condition for everybody. A restrained creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So you are still able to do things, but you're restrained. So,
All right. So Mellie's just like, her eyes are giant, like wide as saucers while she's staring at this thing. And she's gonna cast Aid on her buddies.
What does that do
So,
again?
everyone is bolstered with toughness and resolve. You each get 5 more hit points, and your maximum goes up by 5.
nice.
And
That's
it
always
lasts
good.
for 8 hours.
Very nice. All right. So that's your turn.
Yep.
Everybody added your 10 hit points. All right. It is now Mac's turn again. Mac, you were hidden
Alright.
behind this fountain.
I am going to try to move here as quietly as possible, and I want to try to attack it without it realizing that I'm coming up behind it. And I am looking at it now.
You are looking at it now.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, I wasn't looking at it at the beginning of my turn. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
All right. So, since you crit successed that stealth check, I'm gonna say that even if you are looking at it at this moment, it says the two of them can see each other. It doesn't know where you are, so it can't see you. So I'll let you have this one.
okay.
But you're gonna start your next turn looking at it, though.
Not necessarily. I mean, I still have movement and stuff, correct? Or
So, yeah, you still have movement. Basically, what we're gonna say is just for the future to simplify things. You're gonna make that decision at the beginning of your turn whether you're looking at it or not looking at it, and the next turn will start continued as that. So, I mean, if you do that and then like hide inside a building and you have no line of sight on it, then obviously that negates itself. It doesn't matter. But otherwise, if you're still out in the open and you've made the decision that you're looking at it, the next turn will begin with you looking at it. Does that make sense? Is that fair for everybody?
yes.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Do I get advantage on this?
Yes, you do.
I say I don't know technically if it was flanking or not, so that's why. Okay.
You get advantage because you're hidden.
Ah. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right. And I am using sneak attack on it also.
Awesome. How many dice you rolling for sneak attack these days?
Only 2. It'll be next level that I get the
All right.
third.
Okay.
11 piercing damage.
11 piercing damage. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And then I want to, let's see, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6, and I want to move right here, and I want to use my bonus action to hide.
Alright. Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
That is a 14.
14?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. That's a great turn. It's Mac's turn now. Oh, sorry, I'm still looking at my wrong list. It is Echo's turn now.
But okay, yeah. I sneak attack him again. All right. I breathe a quick sigh of relief after feeling the that healing seep into my bones. And just based on what I'm hearing, turn toward the direction of the beast, and go into a fighting stance to attack him with my small fists. Oh, double 17s. So that's a 24 to hit.
All right, that's a hit.
I'm so happy. Oh my god, you can't make this up!
You max again?
It's another 4!
Yeah!
So that is 9 magical bludgeoning damage.
9?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Echo, 9. That's exactly what you needed. So how would you like to do this?
I'm thinking this one's a nice kick. I'm thinking he turns with his eyes closed, and he hears the shuffle, and got a good gauge for where he thinks this thing's head is, and he jumps up and kicks him right in the throat.
Yeah.
Thinking something like that.
Awesome. Yeah, as you do that, you just kind of smack it right there, and it makes this, and just kind of, it starts to choke and struggle to breathe for a moment as it falls back, hits itself on the edge of that building that it's standing next to, drops to the ground, and it is no more.
It stops breathing and moving.
Stops breathing and moving.
Okay. So I was going to say, if that went on for long enough, Echo would have hit it again if he couldn't see and was just going on the hearing. But he's not going to brutalize it like some halflings.
Shade thrown. No, he's typing in chat. Shade was thrown right there.
Man. All right. And there's no way that Echo would know that Melly was getting kind of stuck up in place, huh?
Sorry, hold on one second.
Sorry, I think we could do our little aftermath. I can even do I can even change the music because I'm cool like that.
You can do it.
Except we don't know that it's over.
I know Josh is gonna be like,
there might be a second one.
All right.
Tearing out of the
I guess that's
shadows.
fair, yeah. I did make a point to ask if it did stop moving. So you missed that whole thing. I said if it was moving around for long enough, I would have hit it again, assuming it wasn't dead. But since it is dead and we can confirm that, I'm not going to brutalize it like some halflings. So,
Dale's gonna
Is
go
everyone-
over and grab his
Is
arrow
everyone
if he
okay?
can.
Is it dead?
Melly, roll me another con save.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Oh. Don't like this.
Use a different dice.
I did. That's a 19 naturally.
Okay, that's probably gonna be fine.
Yeah. As Mac asks this question, he sees Melly just kind of in this like just tense, like arthritic state, and then she just slowly forces her way out of it and begins to move naturally again as you're freed by the restraint and you feel your muscles kind of loosen up again on you.
Oh God, smelly.
Vale's head would whip around.
Yeah, and I'm running over.
I'm okay. It was weird. It felt like I aged 1,000 years in a moment. Now I
did you
am
look at it?
remembering that, yeah, Vale. You said not to look at it, and I might have not remembered in that moment.
Right. Well,
You're in
Definitely.
good company. If I hadn't seen Mac do it, well, it wouldn't have been good.
yes, these creatures are very dangerous, and he just looks over at the statue to his right, as you can see. But you seem fine. How about you,
Yeah.
Echo? You took, it jumped right on you.
It's not, I've had worse, but, it doesn't
Sure.
feel good.
How about you, Mac?
I'm doing all right. It didn't get me at all.
Yes, I'm unharmed as well. And Vale is going to go over to the beast to see if he can salvage that arrow.
Roll me a d20.
Okay. A 4.
The arrow is just kind of with that spark of fire.
Mhm.
It kind of burned up the wood on the arrow, and it's kind of all just it's lost.
Vale just kind of pulls it out and just like, well, now I've got 9 of them. Just throws it off to the side.
Can I inspect the basilisk's mouth for poison?
You can, and let's start off there next week. Actually, why not? You're gonna try to harvest poison.
I want if like I didn't know if I would know if it had poison or not, so that's why I was inspecting first. But if I either saw or knew that it did, I was gonna try to harvest it.
All right, roll me a. I mean, I'd say it's fairly easy to tell that yes, there is poison in there. Do you want to try to harvest it?
Yes.
All right, roll me a survival check with proficiency.
That is a 16.
Yeah, so you're able to get a little bit in there, and we'll talk more about what that means and what you can do with that next week and probably throughout this week. I think we're going to end there. Tiny bit early for tonight, but last week we ended like 45 minutes late, so we're evening out.
This is true.
But yeah, finally delving into Wildemount and realizing it's a pretty nasty, dangerous place. The stories are true.
Yes, a
Not so good.
basilisk is no chump. So,
Oof.
Oof is right.
and Shady, we're gonna get you that code as soon as we're done in here.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Billionaire. You have a great night also. You too, Astral Shark.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, if you guys want to see more content, more of this specific content, do ! That's command roleplay, and then that'll bring you to Raredrop's website for it. We're on Spotify, we're on YouTube. If you want to see more from me and Jake, and Izzy and Michael as well, do command JnJ. That's youtube.com/JnJtabletop. We do this kind of stuff weekly where we just talk about the game and all that kind of thing. And then we also play the game on our own time every now and then. We'll post videos of that. We have a playthrough of the Dragon of Icefire Peak with Jake ran, and I was a player, Izzy was a player, Mike was a player. It was a lot of fun. All that
My
stuff.
first game ever.
Yeah, you actually all of your game time has been it's been
It
broadcast.
has.
Wow.
It's either been this one or the other one.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Well,
That's
that's
kind of neat,
interesting.
actually.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a safe and wonderful week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Be safe. If you're going out to parties, wear a mask, be distance, don't be around too many people, and don't feel. Oh boy, Indy's getting into trouble. But just be safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your friends, and happy Thanksgiving. We love you all.